up, guys? It's another Music Gear Monday. Today we're gonna go into a Phenomenal VST plugin, one I've been messing around with all year. Hands down, probably one of my favorite VST plugins going into 2021. Today I want to hop in and show you Arcade inside of Ableton. Ableton is my go-to. All right, so hopping in here to Ableton, adding my MIDI track. This is a VST plugin, so you could just drop it into your window or onto any MIDI track, any MIDI controller. Even one like this can control your software. Okay, so this is what your main browser window is going to look like in Arcade. So when you scroll through, you'll see all these different samples. Let's go to one that I've already used before. The cool thing about Arcade is that up in the right here, you have all the different keys that you can transpose your music into. This helps because this just helps you stay in the key or helps you create key progressions in your music. So it's really good for that. So right now, I'm just playing one of the samples. If we go down here to the key that we're playing and we hit edit, we could see the sample. Here's your waveform of the sample that actually is playing. And you can adjust different parameters in each sample. So if you really want to freak a sample out and kind of make it your own, you can really go in here and start to dissect. And then the other thing I thought was really dope about Arcade is basically these little effects that help you play the sample in different ways. So that sample is playing regularly, right? So if I hold down any black key on the keyboard while I'm playing or before I play that sample, it's going to play differently. This one's reversing it. It just gives you different options in the way to play a sample. I'm going to go in here and go to the vocal ones are what really caught me because there's some really good vocal samples. So Hooked is basically a bunch of vocal samples. You know, the dope thing is that you could change the key.
Ay, ooh. Ay, ooh, let me show ya.
Those are good. Yeah. For a lot of records, they're perfect. They're perfect. And again, you could go in here and you could go in here and you can dissect those samples up.
Joey, yeah.
We'll close that. So that's one of my favorite ones too. It's called Hook. There's all kinds of different vocal samples to really play around with. I showed a buddy of mine that recently and he lost it. So sometimes you get inspired by other sounds, by sounds you hear and things. That's why sound packs exist. Sound packs exist because there's people all over the world that play really good with their instruments. These companies capture those sound packs and get them out to the world for people to get inspired from and create with. And I think it's really dope, you know? I think it's dope that that stuff exists that you can play around with. But see what I mean? Like, you can really lose it on some of these. I'm not the best guitar player. To find something like that, and then for me to go in my studio and play some bass over it, transpose the key, maybe play some keys over it, get on the drums, and just kind of go to town all off of just a loop of a little idea or something that somebody created that is dope and inspired you to just kind of take that and, you know, create a song, write some to it, write how you feel to it. It's a really dope app to use. This video is not sponsored by Arcade or Output to do this. I use the plugin a lot and I enjoy it. I think it's a really dope plugin. Let's check out some other kits. Overture has some good, really good sounds, especially if you want to make something very epic. You want those really Hans Zimmer hits right there. This stuff is great. I mean, you live in an apartment, you're not sampling, you know, tubas and brass instruments and stuff like that, unless you have really nice neighbors. So it's good that a company like this, you know, can go into a big studio and sample, you know, instruments for you to really play with. So time lapse, this one's good for pads, lighter stuff. somebody that is like a filmmaker, or if you're somebody who's actually working with somebody and scoring a movie, there's a lot of soundscapes and epic sounding stuff in these packs. It's kind of all over the place. They have space for, you know, almost everything: pop, trap, hip hop, scores, all kinds of stuff. Good soundscapey stuff there. Poolside, that's another good one. But yeah, tons of different sounds to pick and choose from on this arcade plugin, and then you record them straight into whatever DAW you're using. So I'll show you real quick. Turn my metronome on and we could start layering with any instrument. Let's just duplicate that. Say I want to use arcade again and maybe find another sound in the same key to complement what I just did. So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm being lazy. I'm just gonna duplicate this. Alright, percussion instrument. So we can go to browse, lines, and we can actually search percussion. Alright, so what else we can find? Let's see if we can find. Let's go on Oasis. So now that I have like a bass idea song kind of thing going, I can find some keys or something in another plugin. We kind of got some concepts down. We've got our 4 arcade samples here, and then started adding some keys in here. I could go on for hours doing all kinds of random stuff, but now you see it, you know what it does. It's basically unlimited sampling source and instrument that you can play and effect with a MIDI controller or even on your laptop keys. It's a great plugin. It's $10 a month, I believe, right now. I know you can go in and get a free trial and check it out. I'll leave a link in the description below if you want to check more about arcade. It's 2021. Time to try some new tools, get out of your comfort zone, and hop out of the box and create. So I'm Carl Carell. That's going to be it for Music Gear Monday. We'll catch you here next week. Peace.